And please now welcome Isabelle Udo. Isabelle Udo is the creative director of VideOrbit Studio, a mixed reality design studio focused in AR and interactive installations. Isabelle, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay, cool. So I have a little presentation that I would like to show. So I'm going to share my screen. Um, Let me see. All right. Yeah, so my name is Isabelle Udo. I am from the Netherlands. I'm Dutch, and I'm currently based in Amsterdam. Last year I graduated as an experimental filmmaker, and around that time, what happened is that the augmented reality platform from Facebook opened up, and I subscribed, I signed in, and that's basically what I've been doing ever since. So, but it doesn't, it didn't really come out of nothing, because before I graduated as a filmmaker, I did another study as interactive designer, which I graduated in 2014. But back then, augmented reality was really, there wasn't really anything going on. So this was a great moment for me to really get back into that, and that's what I did. As you can see here on the screen, can you also see my pointer or not? Okay, I don't know, but as you can see here, I mostly make the augmented reality that I make is for social media right now. So I create mostly face filters for Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, and I do this for my own account, but also for brands, which I'm going to show you a little bit later. Yeah, what I really, really like is, using lots of colors, lots of small details, and really create something that looks and feels organic. I really love to create something that is, mimicking nature, but with technology. And I think that's something that I always go back to for some reason. It's really something that I enjoy making. So these are the effects, some of the effects that I created. As you can see, there is some sort of a visual code with all the colors and all the small details. Besides doing augmented reality for social, I'm also doing lots of research and development. And the way I do this is because I just opened my own studio, which is called VideOrbit Studio. And we are working mostly with Unity and Touch Designer to create interactive installations and also an application. So what you see here, it's all research and development. It's really, we're really looking into 3D body tracking, and how can we make something, how can we really blend the real world and the virtual world in an interesting way, looking at the future also. So this is definitely, yeah, I haven't shared any of this yet, so it's all very research and developy looking also. But this is, what we're working on, and which is really interesting to me. Then I would love to tell you something about my inspiration, because for a long time I was really thinking about, why do I really love to create these intricate patterns and repetitiveness. And then someone pointed me to an article about fractals, and so the human visual creatures. Let me see, because I have a quote here. And it's basically about creating repetitiveness inside the things we all see, and this is really something that we're all drawn to in some really strange way. I'm not sure why, but for me, this is really something that I'm super drawn to and that I really love recreating and creating. And researchers starting to understand what makes a piece of art or natural scenes visually appealing and stress relieving. One crucial factor is the presence of repetitive patterns called fractals. And as you can see here, you can see an artwork from Jackson Pollock. And there's one here on the bottom right, which is from MC Escher. It's a mathematician from the Netherlands and a graphic artist also. And this is really, for me, a big inspiration. And for a long time, I didn't really realize why I really wanted to create these type of patterns. But I think it's really an interesting way of looking at the world. And as you can see, there's some kinds of technologies like Touch Designer, which is a software that I use that you can really create these strange fractals in a generative way, which is very interesting to me. Then I would like to show you some of my work. So this is a project for Stedelijk Museum Amsterdam. It's an effect to celebrate the pioneering artwork of Namjoon Paik, and this is one of the headpieces and one of the artworks that I really enjoy creating because it has lots of organic, it has really an organic feel, or at least I'm trying to, replicate the organic feel through augmented reality. And then we created an effect for Sevda Lisa, which is a really talented artist. I will turn off the sound. This was actually a very interesting presentation because it was done during a live streaming concert, and it was we actually put a device on stage, and it was literally streamed online to many people who were watching this concert live, which was very interesting. It makes use of lots of shaders. It's a shader-based effect created in Facebook, in Sparky Art Studio from Facebook. And we also created an Instagram effect for the artist, for Sevda Lisa, so you can also see it on her profile. Then I did another project for Bimba y Lola, which is a fashion brand from Spain, as you might know. This was for the latest season, and I just made a little compilation of all the people using the effect. So I think the creative direction and stylist Georgia, she created the headpiece and I recreated it in 3D, and I augmented it for Facebook and Instagram, which is really nice and really it was a really nice project to do. And below you can also see the original photos that the augmented reality is based upon. And then I would like to talk about a different subject, which is new online interactions. Because lately I just got an Oculus Quest, which is a virtual reality device. And since I am part of the Spark Partner Network, which is a network of augmented reality developers from Facebook, we have a really big community, and we all are very into new tech. We're really early adapters, and so we organized a meetup, which was super interesting to me, and I would love to show you a little bit of that. It was really mind-blowing to me the first time I got into VR, having these virtual reality meetups with people who are all over the world, but they're all having a headset and they're all, it feels like you're just talking together. You can stand next to each other, you can talk to each other, even though you're maybe on the other side of the world. And I thought this was such an interesting concept, and it's super, super available for anyone in the world. So I think this is really, really interesting. I just made a little compilation of that. I'm not sure if you can really hear what I'm saying, but my character, I'm the one in the pink, and I'm just telling my friends, my online friends, who are, I think one of them is in Eastern European and one of them is in Canada, and then they're really all over the world, and we're just talking to each other, but it feels so real it feels really as if you're standing next to each other, and you can really go up to someone and talk to them, which is completely new for me. And if you can see here, oh, let me go a little bit further because it was. So here you can also see lots of people in VR, and we're actually building and altering one of those worlds. So this is a super interesting possibilities for creators, because if you have a little bit of experience with Unity, you can actually create these worlds yourself, and you can invite people over into your own designed VR world, which is super, super interesting to me. The world that you're seeing right here, it's also just created by someone. It's not an official world made by the platform. It's really someone created it just for fun. So I think this is a super interesting new way of interaction. Definitely during this world where we're having this pandemic, I think this is a really good opportunity to find new ways of communications, and I think this is a cool way. So let me go to the next slide. Furthermore, I'm also I've been experimenting with an interesting way of creating an online personality for myself, and I've been using DAZ 3D Studio, which is a character modeling software, to recreate myself as a digital character and really digitizing my persona. So I have some short examples. Wait, maybe I don't know if I can add some. Here I'm just saying hello. This was one of the first tests, and then this one I'm actually, oh wait. Effect floral. Hi guys, this is Izzy. I just wanted to show you my effect floral. It's cool, right? So here I'm really trying to blend many different things, because it's my digital character talking to the camera and basically talking to an audience. I posted it on Instagram, but then I'm asking like, hey, what do you think of my effect? And then one of my augmented reality effects that are also, you can also find them on my Instagram page, is projected onto the digital character, which is really, I'm really trying to blend many different digital procedures in a strange way. For me, this is a very experimental, it's basically really an experiment. I don't know exactly what else I can really do with this character, but I'm definitely going to use it as a way of communication through my own channels. I thought it was just maybe an interesting way of to show you, you know, a new kind of appearance online, which I think is gonna be more and more accessible, but also more and more visible in the future. So I think you know, many people will start to create these types of characters. Though this is all speculation, this is just something that I'm really working on and I really enjoy doing. Hi guys, this is Izzy. I just wanted to show you my effect, floral. What about the future? So what I really think is that technology is pushing art, but art is also pushing technology, and this is a really cool way to see how you know, we're really building onto each other. Like there's no, you know, if there's no need for new innovation in technology, then the art will stop, and the other way around. So I think it's a really cool way to see that it goes both ways in terms of innovation. And this is also a really cool new tool to express yourself through digitally. So as you can see also here on the left, you see like this is a scan that I made with an app. It's really interesting to see how many different kinds of platforms and softwares you can use right now to you know, create a kind of a replica of yourself digitally. So I think this is really, really interesting, but also looking at the future where it's probably going to be a lot more easy to enjoy augmented reality, maybe through glasses or lenses, or we don't know exactly yet, where you can maybe just walk up to someone and maybe you happen to know this person and this person has something augmented about them, but you can, you know, you're physically there, but then because you're wearing the glasses or the lenses or any other layer of technology, you can see this augmented part of them. And I think this is really an interesting way to see how the future will develop, because when you're an artist, and definitely right now, because we're really, I feel like we're on the forefront of a new era in this way, and I really feel like we get to shape this new aesthetic and this new future, and I think this is really, really interesting. So yeah. And thank you so much for listening to my story and seeing my artwork. I think this was also a little bit quicker than I expected, but I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, as you can see right now, I'm also wearing one of my effects, which is through Snapchat.
Thanks so much, Isabelle. Your work is really fascinating. Really, really fascinating. It was great. So I have some questions for you. The first one is, how do you learn about such online interactive communities? Are they hard to get into?
That's a really good question. For me, it was really because when I moved to Amsterdam, I really started to do augmented reality, and the Facebook community for Spark AR, which is the AR platform for Facebook and Instagram, that community is super big. So if you go onto Facebook, you can see the Spark AR community. It has, I think, 85,000 people in there, and people post every day. You can just ask questions, and people are super helpful. It's a really nice community, and I think when I just started, it was, you know, super astonishing to me how many helpful people there were if I had technical questions about the software, you know, and then it's a really nice community where people are really free, because it's we're all creating art in the end. So I think it's really nice to see how supportive people are most of the time. So it's definitely through the community on Facebook.
Facebook.
It's a really good way in.
And when did you start?
The
When did you
augmented
join the
reality, or
no, join this community? When did you?
so I actually started right when the augmented reality platform opened, which is August 2019. So it's a little over a year ago. Back then, I didn't have that much experience with 3D modeling, but really I was doing it a lot, and I put a lot of effort into learning these types of softwares, and I spent a lot of my free time doing that. Plus, also, I had this study before where I studied interactive design, even though it was in a time when augmented reality wasn't really existing yet. But still, I had these procedures already, in my mind. I already learned about it.
Okay, thank you. Next question. So, how close is Easy the bot to the real you?
Oh. um, So I was actually, I am still definitely, in terms of appearance, I'm really trying to perfect it, because I really like to play with the fact that, she's really a replica in a way. Um, but mind-wise, obviously, right now, there's not really a mind inside this character at all. And, it's me operating it, though. If I'm really thinking in an experimental way, I would love for this character to have their own AI, for example. But this is like a very experimental piece of art, basically, and it's really an R&D thing, a research and development thing, to see where it goes. But yeah. But yeah, so she's operated by me, so basically, yeah, she has the same character, but she's not fully interactive yet, though I am definitely planning to create to augment her, so she's doing the animations live, and you can actually have like a mocap system where if you talk, you can like use her face, for example. But this is
Wow. When do you think that will be ready? Soon or not yet?
um
It's not ready yet.
yeah, I mean, I think I'm definitely, actively working on this character, because I just really enjoy it. So definitely I will have something new to I think it's an ongoing process. So I will definitely augment it, like in a month, maybe it's there, but then obviously it can be perfected more and more. So it's really it's an ongoing thing. I just really enjoy working with these types of softwares and see what you can do with it.
Cool. And I have still another one. So it looks like to me you're a very techie person, at least for my standards. So how complex would you say your job is?
um um I think it's um oh, it's a hard question for me, because I'm very deep into
Sorry.
this whole no, it's okay. I'm very deep into the softwares and the concept, and the way how I like to create, and the way how I like it to look. I'm for me it comes quite naturally, but in terms of softwares, there's definitely some limitations of my own that I sometimes hit, and I'm definitely a lot of the times really learning while I'm creating something. Though I do have the luck right now that I have a small team, because I just, I opened my studio, so I have a Unity developer, and a managing partner, and someone who's really a great creative coder who can help me out with many of the things, the hurdles that I, come across myself. So working in this team, it's a really nice experience to get a lot further than I would be able to do on my own.
Okay, so that's super interesting, really. And we have another question from Javier Leon. What aspects of studying experimental filmmaking have helped you with AR visual art?
This is a fun question because even though it might not really look like it did a lot for me personally, I do feel like I had a lot of really nice learning curve studying film, because it really taught me how to create a story in an interesting way for augmented reality. So most of my filters have this growing effect. I really want the filter to have like a beginning and a middle and an end. And what the user uses it for, it really always, it surprises me what people how people use the effect. And sometimes it's a really interesting to see how they use it. But for me, the visual storytelling is definitely something I learned from, film school itself. And yeah, in this way I really implemented in augmented reality to create filters which have a coherent concept and really, giving the user the opportunity to have the freedom to tell their own story with it.
Well, thank you so much again, Isabel, for being a part of this online edition of Brief. Your work is really, really amazing, and hope to see you soon, maybe in Madrid. And
Yes, hopefully. Well,
that will
thank
be
you so
really
much for this opportunity and for giving me a platform to show what I'm working on. And yes, hopefully we can meet next year in Madrid.
yeah,
That would be lovely, because
that
this
will
is
be nice.
obviously though it really fits the theme. So
Yeah. Thank you so much, Isabel. See you soon.
yes, bye bye.
Bye bye.